This woman was just trying to get on with some work at her desk, but as she typed away, she felt something was off, and she kept feeling something bothering her. She just wasn't sure what. She brushed it off as either her co-worker or her just making herself paranoid, but the office CCTV footage says otherwise.
Está medio raro porque no hay como un ventilador ni nada.
She turns to her co-worker to presumably give him an earful, thinking he flicked her hair, but when they both turned around, something even spookier happens.
Hazlo de nuevo. Eso está medio raro porque no hay como un ventilador ni nada.
Ella le empieza a reclamar pensando.
Pero el man enterado.
Él en su mundo con sus audífonos.
Yo ahí hubiese salido corriendo.
Desde ahí hubiese salido.
Sí.
No, pero es que tal vez pensó a veces hirviéndote.
Pero así,
Está todo cerrado.
Ya, pero espera. Yo no les creía, porque salieron así asustados, corriendo. Y yo vengo, reviso las cámaras y ahí que me doy cuenta.
La silla.
Y la chica no se da cuenta.
Ahí el chico ya se me sale.
Pero es que la mano movía.
Ahí está muy interesante.
Es que él la tiene a los lados así.
Yo la reviso por abajo, sí.
Pero es raro que sea movido.
Sí, pero se le vuelve a mover.
¿Y qué asustó?
Pero yo no creía, porque yo revisando, otra vez se le mueve el cielo.
La misma.
Sí, mira, ya voy.
No te creo.
Esta vez como más rápido.
No.
Sí, mira, son la
Y
chica.
lo peor es que ella no se da cuenta todavía.
Se da cuenta, ¿no?
Creo que no le cree.
¿Quién va a creer eso?
Claro, pero ya dice que le está haciendo una broma. Porque primero
Mira, la Maya se ve enojada.
el cabello y ahora dice que es la silla.
Tal vez ella pensó que era una broma de él, ¿no?
Claro, porque eso no es normal.
Paranormal.
Imagina que se le empieza a mover todo.
Desde ahí,
Pero bueno, mire,
yo me hubiera ido desde ahí, loco.
No, es que tú, chula, tú no
Miren
tienes
como
la-
el chico le tira la silla a la chica, así como que atrapa al muerto.
Se la
Le
lleva.
cae a ti.
Sí, como. Llévatela a ella, sí. Pero el man sigue viendo todavía la silla, da vuelta.
No, yo te hubiera paniqueado. Yo me hubiera ido desde ahí.
Tengo miedo,
Lo que no entiendo es por qué no se va. ¿Será que cree que la silla se mueve solita?
Es que a veces se mueve, yo
Pero
pero eso se iba a mover así.
Pero así de nada. Mira lo que pasa.
No.
Pues ahí sí
Ya,
no,
ahí la
eso ya es
puso
otra cosa.
alerta.
Ahí sí.
Ahí sí ya se asustaron. ¿Quién no se va a asustar?
Sí. Ya, pues mira la cara de ella, mira. Está con miedo todo.
Ya la man se quiere ir.
No, mira, se
aquí
cae el bus.
Mira, parece que alguien la tira acá, pero mira lo que pasa. Parece que alguien tira
Mira,
el
Mira,
mira cómo se mueve el audífono también.
Ya, pues ahí ella se
Sí,
fue.
mira el mucho.
Yo pensé que me habían tirado, pero ¿cómo
No,
pasa eso?
No.
Bueno, ahí muerto, me miedo.
That's some crazy activity. The objects only really being yanked and thrown from off screen is a bit suspect. But regardless, the hair flick seals the deal that something else was working late that night. This footage was posted on the Italian YouTube channel Quello Ci Non Sai after a family reached out for help with the escalating paranormal activity inside their home. Fed up with objects moving and strange sounds at night, they brought in a team of investigators to try and make contact. But the moment the session began, it became clear something inside that house had no interest in playing nice. Watch what happened.
Hey. What? I just heard something in the back room again, behind us, where we just left.
That one?
Yes.
In here?
Yes.
Maybe it's playing games with us. So are you playing with us? Or is there more than one demonic spirit here?
You want to ask a few questions here? And then
Yeah, let's. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to ask yes and no questions, okay? You'll light it up once for no and twice for yes. Is there a spirit in this room with us right now? Did you see it?
No.
It blinked twice for yes. I said, is there a spirit here? It blinked twice for yes. Okay. All right. Are you a good spirit? Oh my God! Are you kidding me? It just yanked that out of my hand.
As the session began, one of the investigators reached out using a paranormal device. Calm, steady, waiting for a sign. Didn't take long. The device was ripped clean out of his hand like something had enough of being polite. If they were looking for confirmation that something was in the room, that felt like a full body hell yes.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
When these paranormal investigators decided to check out a haunted mansion in Joinville, Brazil, they probably didn't realize they were walking into a paranormal circus. This mansion is straight up cursed if you believe the local legend. Apparently, a doctor who used to live there made a shady deal with a malevolent entity, and ever since he took his last breath, the house has been a hotspot for ghostly chaos. People have reported seeing a creepy figure in a black cloak stalking the halls, and locals believe there might be at least 3 spirits hanging around. Reckon they're right? Let's find out.
Ó, tem alguma coisa andando pra cá, rapaziada.
Puxa, parece marca de pé ali, não é não?
Aonde, chefinho?
Em cima, ó. Não parece marca de pé ali?
Parece, mano.
É marca de pé, né?
Vocês acham que isso pode ter alguma coisa assim, alguma coisa, tipo de criatura aqui, mano? Salve! Dá pra verificar daí, Jota? Cheguei, chefinho. Nossa, velho, como tá gelado aqui, mano. Cara, isso aqui tá muito gelado aqui, chefinho. Ô, Jota, passa o K2 aqui, por gentileza, aqui, cara.
Did you see that creepy bastard? At the far end of the corridor, a tall, shadowy dude can be seen standing still, just watching them like a creep. But the team swears up and down that there was absolutely nothing they could see with the naked eye.
Aqui, ó. Dá uma pressão. Se for você, médico, demonstre sua presença aqui pra mim. Faça algum barulho, movimente algum objeto. Ó. Pera aí, deixa eu dar uma verificada aqui rapidinho. Parece que foi isso aqui que mexeu, Jefinho.
We spotted something especially unsettling about this footage though. Look closely at the head area. Can you see the light behind the shadowy figure, passing right through it as if somehow transparent? We kept on watching as they talked through the corridor and inspected every room, but they were all empty. This is far from the only time they caught strange stuff on camera though, so make sure you subscribe to Shamos on YouTube to watch more.
Some people believe that ghosts are harmless, just wandering spirits with unfinished business, flickering lights and knocking over the occasional glass. But sometimes, ghosts get a little too handsy, manipulating things that'll make you call a priest ASAP. The video you're about to see aren't just cold breezes or doors creaking. These ghosts aren't lurking in the shadows, they're reaching out. During a spirit communication session, these guys asked a ghost to manipulate something nearby, just to prove it was there. Bad idea, because whatever answered wasn't just playing along, it was playing with them, and that paranormal cocktail left them gasping for air.
First she's a baby about 12, 13-year-old, she gives me really bad nausea, because often I do pick up physically how they pass, and I just feel really nauseous with her, and I feel, when I'm sat down here...
Did you catch it? Her hair got pulled, just slightly, but enough for her to feel it. She sensed something, but had no clue who or what had touched her. Were those floating orbs around just dust, bugs, or was it something else entirely? Maybe it was all just a freaky coincidence. Except it wasn't, because this wasn't the first time a phantom tug was caught on camera, and the next one, it happened in a public place. While out on a date at a bar, this woman sent a quick video to her friend, just a casual check-in, probably letting her know she was at her favourite spot. She didn't think much of it, until her friend pointed out something chilling. Her hair lifted on its own, like someone or something had just touched her. It was as if whatever it was wanted to smell her hair. Now, we couldn't verify if the bar has any paranormal history, but having your hair pulled like that, out of nowhere, with no one around, that's wild. At this point, you're probably thinking, alright, that's creepy, but it can't get worse, right? Psych, because what you're about to see, everything before this was just a warm-up. This family was jolted away by their daughter's terrified screams. Rushing to her room, they found on the floor shaking with fear. At first, they thought she had rolled off the bed in her sleep, until they checked the monitor footage. That's when their hearts sank. Something yanked their daughter off the bed. They had experienced a few ghostly disturbances before, but nothing like this. At this point, even a full cleansing might not be enough. Maybe their only real option is to pack up and run, because whatever's lurking in that house, it's not the kind of thing you let stay.
There's nothing more terrifying than a family home surrounded by old legends. With so much history being contained within four walls, you never know what flavour of tragedy or sheer horror could reveal itself. The guys over on Dark Gate Aura were able to find a house with those very fables, and they set up camp after many requests to try and establish contact with whatever dark presence was permeating the area.
3 تا شمع به علاوه یه دونه بخور و تمام چیزایی که این موجود از اون خوشش میاد و داریم استفاده کنیم دیگه. باش اینم خاموش شد. خوبه من زیاد تکون نخورم که اگه این چراغ روشن شد متوجه بشیم. خب محمد دست بده من بریم واسه داستان.
They set up cameras in the dining/kitchen area, the children's room, and one show in the living room. They pulled out all the stops to catch something, including putting flour at the doorways to catch footprints, audio equipment, candles, incense, the lot. After practically begging the being to show them some kind of life, they got what they asked for, and started to regret ever setting foot in the house in the first place.
اگه از شیاطین هستی یه نشونه به ما بده. ای موجود ماورایی هستی؟
شنیدی؟
آره
برای فرکانسش بیشتر میشه.
محمد به خدا یه چیزی بسیم تکون داد.
بیرون قرمز شد.
The EVP software responded yes when asked if it was a demon, so not off to a fantastic start. More things began to unsettle the pair at the table. They began to jitter and feel the cold air twist into sharp points as they tried to regulate their breathing, which was when this happened. Yeah, we can already hear you typing out the comments about unbalanced weight causing the ball to roll onto the floor, but the table looks pretty straight to us. And also, check out one of the replays that shows the ball falling from head on. What is that weird shadow rushing past the ball and behind the camera? It clearly knocked the ball off as it flew towards the guys, but what the hell could it be? Just as they'd relaxed slightly after that, they heard some commotion coming from the kids' room, and this is what their camera caught.
اگه با بچه اصلا شوخی نداره.
This being really wants to play ball, huh? Something, or someone, is zipping through the house in the form of a horrifying, shadowy ball and trying to do what? Get them to kick it back? Whatever it is, it seems more than happy lurking in doorways and watching fear fill the faces of whoever lingers inside for too long.
Wendy here just wanted to jump in on the viral TikTok dance trends. So when she filmed herself doing one just outside her closet, she hoped she would rein in millions of followers and views. And she did, but not for any of her sweet moves, however. She racked up the views for something much more sinister. Did you spot the hellspawn? Just in front of the blue tank, there's what looks like the shadow of a human head bobbing up and back down. It's super hard to spot if you don't slow down and zoom in. So this wasn't any kind of in-your-face paranormal activity, which begs the question, why bother faking a video like this if you're not even going to do anything showy, unless it's some kind of cunning double bluff? But Wendy seemingly had no idea it was there, and we haven't seen her mention anything about it since the video was uploaded. Maybe TikTok dances aren't her calling. Our next video comes from TikToker Pixie Paranormal 1, a medium and tarot reader who's all about teaching her followers the mystical arts, from card readings and spirit communication to the occasional Ouija board tutorial. But lately, something's felt off. Despite moving to a new place, she kept noticing orbs zipping around a particular cupboard and sensing spirits nearby. Now, for someone who talks to the other side on the regular, you'd think this would be business as usual. But even she couldn't shake the feeling that this time, something was different. Then, during one of her recent live streams, she inadvertently captured a moment that pretty much confirmed her suspicions, and to her credit, she kinda took it in good spirits. Let's watch.
Hello. I'm going to try and do the spirit talker, but I'm going to try and do it on my other phone, as I've had to change phones. I've had to change my phones around a bit because my other phone just decided to, go on me really. So I've got some cat balls up there. Oh, did anyone just see that? Please, oh my God, there was only 4 people in the live. when that just happened. That was crazy. That was crazy. You lucky people, you literally just saw that. Did you see that? It lit up as well before it fell. Do you know how long they've been sat there for? They've been sat there for days.
Just as she was setting up for her live Spirit Talker session, one of her cat's balls suddenly lit up, then ominously rolled off the cupboard where she suspected spirits were lurking. The eerie glow just made the whole moment 10 times creepier. And shout out to Pixie Paranormal 1 for keeping her cool. If it were us, we'd already be halfway out the door. Moving into a new house is always a gamble. Will the plumbing work? Are the neighbours cool? And, oh yeah, is the place haunted? For Christopher Aaron 9, that last one wasn't even a thought until things started happening. Strange noises became part of daily life. But one day, Chris decided to hit record, and his daughter's play kitchen stole the entire horror show. Take a look.
If you were here, if there's anybody here. Anybody in here? I heard somebody somewhere. The cat's downstairs. It wasn't her. I guess that's my son. Any other signs? Can you open the other door? Can you open the other oven door? Will you open the other door? Thank you. Now I know you're here.
At first, everything looks normal. Chris pans across his daughter's room, showing a toy oven with both of the tiny doors shut tight. Then, we can hear a tap from the other room.
Anybody in here? I heard somebody somewhere.
So he walks away to check it out, but finds nothing. It's only when he comes back to his daughter's room that he spots something pretty weird. One of the oven doors is wide open.
Alright, no, I heard the cat's downstairs. It wasn't her.
Coincidence? Faulty hinges?
I guess that's my son.
He gets right up close, proving there are no strings, no magnets, nothing weird attached. So, like a guy who's clearly never seen a horror movie, he straight up asks the ghost to open the other door. And guess what? It does, right in front of the camera.
Now I know you're here.
At this point, even his cat starts acting up, sniffing around the oven like it just found the gates of hell. But Chris, he isn't done tempting fate. He heads downstairs to investigate another noise and, feeling a little cocky, calls out to whatever's messing with him. "Give me something else. Anything," he said. Big mistake.
Give me something else. Anything. Okay. Are you trying to hurt me? Or are you just trying to scare me? Because I'm not scared of you. I find this really interesting. Do something else. Or show yourself or something. I want to see you. I want to know what you look like.
Boom. A broom crashes to the ground behind him, and right after, a low, guttural growl rumbles through the house.
Do something else.
Now, I don't know about you, but that's my cue to drop the phone and move out. Chris nervously laughs it off, which, yeah, bad idea, because just when he thinks it's over, the grand finale kicks in.
Are you a kid? You an older person? Come on, you gonna give me something else? Anything else? I don't care what it is. Shit.
A heavy-ass box of toys moves on its own, tipping over with no one even close to it. That's when Chris finally nopes out and shuts the camera off. Now, he swears this footage is 100% raw, no edits, no fakery, and honestly, we didn't spot any cuts either. What's wild is that when the fakers pull stunts like this, they jerk the camera around before turning so they can move stuff off screen. But Chris? Smooth as hell. No sudden movements, no chance to fake anything. And if he was faking it, he'd have to be a damn contortionist to move that stuff from across the room. Oh, and in case you're wondering, he doesn't live there anymore. So what do you think? Poltergeist? Some kind of glitch in the Matrix? Or was this just the house's way of saying, get out? Let us know in the comments.
Do something else.
Number 5. Shower Thoughts. While taking a cute video of his pet rabbit, Chewy, this guy was mainly focusing on the bundle of fluff, but something else caught his attention. Something that made him question whether he and Chewy were the only ones in there.
Thought I'd make an update on the rabbit here. Got a little Chewy just kind of chilling out here. The heck? I swear the shower curtain just moved. What the heck? That is weird. What the hell? Anyway, things happen in this house all the time. Alright, Chewy, I'm out of here. Say goodnight. Good night.
There are two things that make this clip even creepier and way harder to debunk. First off, no jump cuts. Nada. Zilch. Unless this guy is some kind of Hollywood level editor, there's no obvious way he could have snuck in a cheeky edit. Second, the simplicity. No dramatic reaction, no exaggerated ghost hunting theatrics, just a dude recording his rabbit, casually catching something straight up unexplainable in the background. And then there's his offhand comment.
Things happen in this house all the time.
Either he's pulling a genius double bluff, or he's just grown numb to the weirdness. Could it have been a breeze? Maybe. But explain why the shower curtain moved from inside the tub. There's no window, no draft. So what the hell just happened?
What the heck?
Partying late into the night is always great until you have to get yourself back home. But this guy and his girlfriend had no worries. because he had just got his bike license and his first ever bike. While maybe somewhat intoxicated, the pair hopped on the bike at 3 AM and headed home. In their tipsy state, they thought it would be a fantastic memory to have, so the girlfriend whipped out her phone and started recording their first romantic nighttime ride. But as her boyfriend turned to take a shortcut home, he dropped a gear and disappeared after he saw something horrifying lingering near the bridge. He didn't tell his girlfriend what he saw at first, hoping he could just keep it to himself. But when she reviewed the footage later on, her blood ran cold, and she posted it online to see what people thought it was. Look what she caught. That's enough to have anyone reaching for a spare pair of pants. At first glance, it looks like a person in a weird Halloween mask and a black hoodie, but when you look a little closer, you'll notice something petrifying. The entity doesn't have any shadow, meaning it most likely isn't human in almost every kind of spooky folklore. Watch out next time you go to take a shortcut at night, because those eyes might be watching you through the darkness. For the past 7 years, Blessed Bastards TV have built a reputation around chasing the things most people run from. Ghosts, demons, cryptids, and everything in between. In one of their most talked about investigations, they visited an abandoned orphanage only to leave early when team member Jose claimed to have been attacked by something invisible. Weeks later, he went back alone, armed with every tool in his paranormal kit and a need for answers. But what he captured on camera that night, no amount of gear could have prepared him for it. Let's take a look.
¿Qué cojones, tío? ¿Cómo? ¿Qué es eso, tío? ¡Hola! Tío, ¿qué es eso? Mira. ¡Para! ¡Hostia! ¡Hostia! No me creo lo que acabo de ver. No me lo creo. Estoy cagado, ¿eh? ¡Eres un demonio de mierda! ¡Hostia! ¡Eres un puto demonio de mierda! ¡Hostia! ¡Dios! Dios mío, escucha, Dios mío. ¿Qué son esos gruñidos, tío?
The door at the end of the corridor starts slamming like something's trying to tear it off the hinges. And while Jose doesn't exactly rush towards it to investigate, let's be honest, neither would you. That's when the footsteps hit. Fast, heavy, and heading straight for him. He bolts, because when you're alone in a creepy ass abandoned orphanage and something invisible comes charging, sticking around isn't on the list of options. No one was there, but the sounds kept coming, and just as he stepped into the salt circle, a deep growl cut through the silence. Like whatever was following him had no intention of stopping at the line.
¿Estás jugando conmigo o qué pasa? ¿Qué quieres, la muñeca? ¿Qué es lo que buscas, la puñetera muñeca? Ahora está fuera del círculo. Llévatela. ¡Ah! ¡Dios! ¡Hostia, hostia, hostia, hostia! ¡Ay! ¡Ay! ¡Hostia!
The reaction? Honestly, one for the highlight reel. The second that doll ripped out of his hand, Jose noped out of there with Olympic level speed. But all jokes aside, he didn't stick around to investigate, and the night wasn't done with him yet. While trying to pull himself together, he felt a sharp pain cut across his back, and when he went to check, this is what he found.
Dios mío. Dios mío, no sé si se verá, es que no sé cómo enfocarlo. Hostia. ¡Déjame en paz!
The scratches looked super fresh. Paired with that growl, Jose took the hint and packed his stuff up. He never did truly find out the truth of what attacked him. All he knows is that it's out for blood. His, to be precise.
¡Déjame en paz!
Paranormal YouTuber Blogger Sky Bypass returns to an abandoned house where he and his team had previously experienced downright bone-chilling, skin-prickling events. But this time, he wants to uncover other secrets this godforsaken house holds. However, since his last visit, the place had been overrun by no-gooders who have stripped the place bare, peeling back the walls, looting anything they could carry. And as he feared, the spirits in the house have become more discreet, fading into the shadows. Hours passed, nothing, no creaks, no whispers, Just him, sitting there on his sweaty butt, wondering if the ghost had officially clocked out. So he decided to change tactics and speak to the entity directly. And oh boy, was that when things lifted off.
Хотели вы описать, какие чувства или эмоции вас мучают?
Вы это сейчас слышали?
After waiting for a while, he suddenly hears the footsteps of a child scampering upstairs. And from his last visit, he knew kids must have lived there, judging by the sheer amount of toys littered around the place. But hearing ghostly children run overhead, that's a whole new level of paranoia. Still puzzled about what he heard and had caught on camera, he investigated further and put a baby monitor in one room while waiting for the entity's next move. What he caught next sent him running for a fresh pair of pants. Let's watch. Just as he was about to call it a night and leave the nightmare behind, the house threw one last punch to the gut. Footsteps came charging down the stairs, stopped cold, then darted back up, followed by giggling like some twisted game of hide and seek. And yet, no one showed up on any of the cameras. But the real kicker? That came as he was packing up to leave. The baby monitor picked up a voice whispering, "Are you leaving?" That was enough for him to pull a classic nope and bolt out the door like his shoes were on fire. So what do you reckon? Did he stumble into a legit haunting? Or was something else messing with him in the dark? Let us know in the comments.
Поясняю, мне в этом доме некомфортно. Потому что хоть здесь и обитает ребенок, судя по ответам этой штуки, спасибо, что она работает, как оказалось, удивительно, но она рабочая.
TikTok user, username Who0, claims he's been experiencing intense paranormal activity since moving into his new home. To prove it, he's been documenting his nightly encounters, and let's just say, it's freaky as hell. Take a look.
Hej, ogólnie to od jakiegoś czasu cały czas coś, właśnie takie dziwne hałasy. Ja pierdolę, co to? Jak?
According to him, he was just trying to catch some sleep after a long day at work when he started hearing strange noises in the hallway. Curious, he decided to check it out. But imagine his shock when he found a bottle knocked over, lights flickering, and the tap running, all while living completely alone. At this point, he probably thought, this can't be happening. Little did he know, the paranormal activity was just warming up.
Ej, tak chyba od pół godziny cały czas mi coś nawala w drzwi.
He wakes up to the sound of someone or something banging on his door. Once again, he went to check it out and no one there. But this time, whatever was at the door seemed to have invited itself in. His bedroom chair moved on its own, and things just got creepier from there.
Ja pierdolę. What? Nie, ja pierdolę. Co jest, kurwa?
Not only was the unseen entity denying him quality sleep and making his life a living nightmare, but it seemed hellbent on wrecking him by racking up the water bills. But our dude came up with a plan to help him sleep better at night, as he wasn't planning on moving out anytime soon. And boy, did it horribly backfire.
Dzisiaj tak spędzam noc.
Hej! Ja pierdolę! Kurwa znowu! What the fuck? Whoa! What the fuck? Kurwa!
He decided to lock his bedroom door and ignore the entity, but on the third day of following through with his plans, he loses his head and tries to face his fears, quite literally.
Kurwa znowu!
Turns out, he wasn't the only one pissed off, as the ghost apparently didn't like being ignored and trashed his place right in front of his eyes. And then, it gets even more chaotic.
Ja pierdolę. Co tu się kurwa dzieje? What the fuck? Ja pierdolę. Kurwa. What the fuck? What the fuck? Ja pierdolę. Kurwa! What the fuck? Nie.
Ej, ja pierdolę, naprawdę już mam dość. Cały czas słyszę, jakby mi coś kurwa chodziło po przedpokoju. Już naprawdę mam dość, nie mogę spać. Jak widzicie, specjalnie poprzesuwałem wszystkie rzeczy, bo kurwa mam już dość patrzenia na te pierdolone drzwi. Ja pierdolę. Nie.
O kurwa, co jest? O! Nie. O!
Clearly, this isn't your average paranormal roommate. So how can anyone realistically be a chill guy living in such a house when they're not auditioning for the next Conjuring movie?
O kurwa, co jest? O!
So we went full detective mode and analysed the clips frame by frame. No jump cuts, no visible strings, no obvious human presence. It's either dude is a genius at video editing, or he genuinely has a malevolent poltergeist on his hands. However, it's one thing to have convincing videos, it's another to have a story to match. Cracks started to appear in his story when folks in the comments section started to question why he had two different shoe racks and never tried to investigate the other rooms in the house. In response to the mounting skepticism, he posted a video to clear the air. He claims that he didn't check those rooms because they were locked and that extra stuff in the hallway belonged to the landlord, who promised to move them once new tenants came in. But here's the thing, in one of his earlier videos, one of the supposedly locked doors was seen opening and slamming shut. He didn't acknowledge it, instead he panned the camera away. And as for the shoes, the arrangement seems to magically change between videos. Take a closer look.
Ja pierdolę. Co tu się kurwa dzieje? What the fuck? Ja pierdolę. Kurwa. Tak, już tak jak wspomniałem wcześniej i w sumie wiele osób pytało, to skąd są tutaj buty w tym domu. No to są akurat moje, ale te buty, jak i inne rzeczy już tutaj były, jak się wprowadzałem i właściciel kazał ich nie ruszyć.
So, was the door opening a supernatural event, or is he just giving us the runaround? And how do we explain his oddly relaxed attitude throughout these supposedly terrifying experiences?
Hey!
Well, We'll leave that up to you. Are these genuine encounters with the paranormal, or is he just a master at pulling our leg? Share your thoughts in the comment section below.
What?
Two small-time ghost hunters, Dimitri and Jean-Baptiste, thought they hit the jackpot when they stumbled across an abandoned building hidden deep in the woods of Floric, France. The Chartreuse Belcito was built back in 1825, and over the years it's been a quarry, a seminary, a school, even a retirement home. But since 1995, it's been left to rot. Every new owner who tried to fix it up, gone, vanished before the work was ever finished. Nature swallowed it whole until Dimitri and Jean-Baptiste tore through the tree line and stepped inside. They were hoping for a few orbs, maybe a door slam. What they found instead should have stayed buried.
La caméra.
Did you see it? When the sheet is thrown, it drapes over a completely humanoid figure. You can even see the frantic hand movements, indicative of someone trying to throw something off of them. How they were able to pinpoint the precise location of the spirit is unknown, but the payoff is absolutely petrifying. Perhaps they figure it's the reason so many people left the place abandoned. The guy behind the Seeker of Ghosts channel has been visiting one specific apartment in search of some cold, hard, paranormal footage. And that is just what he got. But for some reason, one piece of evidence wasn't enough. Some kind of dark force started to drink him in, and as if his feet were being controlled by a different mind, he found himself wandering around the apartment again and again. Speaking to the woman who rented the place out, she revealed that she and her children had been hearing strange scrambling and tapping noises the entire time they lived there.
Живу здесь недалеко, а эту квартиру я временно сдавала. Она уехала, ничего не сказала.
Вы мне писали, что происходит какая-то паранормальная активность у вас в основном, я так понимаю, ночью, да?
Ночью, да.
Что еще можете сказать, что у вас здесь в квартире происходит, чтобы я приблизительно знал, с чем мне тут сталкиваться?
Да, несколько ночей было нормально, а потом какие-то шкрябания, какие-то это вот звуки какие-то происходят непонятные.
Ну, в общем, как вы писали мне, что наподобие в квартире Оэдика то, что происходит, да, я так понимаю?
Да.
Вы же писали, что...
Her abusive husband passed on inside the apartment, and after his last breath, the activity surrounding her became physical. With such an upsettingly disturbing background, this guy went in there expecting the worst, and ended up coming face to face with what he believed to be a bad case of witchcraft. He thought this was a portal and made quick work of ripping it down, but soon realised there was probably more than one littered throughout the apartment. After a bit of searching, he decided to set up his night vision camera to record the lounge area while he continued his searches elsewhere. But whatever was waiting for him in the apartment didn't like that choice.
Начну где-то отсюда свои поиски. Не понял.
The lights began to flicker, plunging him into complete darkness for a few seconds at a time, and then this happened.
Какого хрена? Тоже интерес возник. Зачем она-то здесь все хранит, если она здесь не живет? Зачем сахар в банке?
Normally, orbs are an indicator of nothing but a household lack of duster, but the fact that these orbs show up after the weird shadow and shaking fan seems a bit suspicious. There's obviously no one else inside the apartment, and he was all the way in the kitchen, so what was sneaking past that room? Perhaps it was the culprit behind the flying doll meandering over to the other side of the lounge to do this. Seemingly on a roll, this guy runs to light his candles and try to contact the entity, but obviously he gets no answers, just this instead.
Выйди со мной на контакт.
And it then makes one insanely terrifying statement.
Выйди со мной на контакт.
Before unleashing absolute chaos on the whole apartment. After making the smart decision to try and remove himself from the center of the activity, he locks the bathroom door behind him and tries to break the mirror, thinking it might be the portal and breaking it could put an end to his nightmare. But the entity seemed to know exactly what he had planned and tried to intervene.
Ты сюда не зайдешь. У меня есть защита. Я рассыпал четверговую соль. Вали прочь отсюда. Я, кстати, нашел твой второй портал. Вот же он.
Who or what the hell is in that apartment with him? The worst part of it all, though, is that he ends this video with a "to be continued." Might be a natural selection at this point. A woman who lives alone is inside her kitchen when something truly bizarre is caught on camera. The following footage was suggested by Carlos Garcia via email, and according to him, the woman often hears strange noises late at night. Since there's no one else living with her, she decided to rig her entire house with cameras just to figure out if she was imagining things, or if something else had moved in. For a while, everything seemed quiet, until one evening when she stepped into her kitchen for some late night snacks. Something happened that sent her straight to the floor, and when you see it, you'll understand why she moved out the same week. Take a look. How would you fake the pulling of a ponytail on camera without the trickery being obvious? Unless she had tied her ponytail to a cupboard handle using a piece of string. But how would she have done that without anyone noticing something was wrong? Her hair would have been defying the laws of physics at the beginning while she was walking, if that were the case. While it makes no sense, there is a suspicious part of this video just before her hair is violently pulled. The camera drops slightly. It could be completely innocent, or perhaps something else that the hair-pulling poltergeist decided to tamper with. But was it a little too conveniently placed? Perhaps a perfect place to put a jump cut? What do you think?